This is continuation of the recording where we discussed count if and count ifs. In this part of this video, we will look at the functions SumIf and SumIfs. So when we look or want to calculate totals, like total sales somewhere, we need to understand that we are not only trying to add numbers together, but also we want to add only the numbers that correspond to a certain criteria, whether one criterion or several criteria. So for example, if you want to calculate the total sales in the West, you need to look, identify the regions that are West, and then add all the sales that took place in the region. So I'm not just adding everything in column sales, but I'm only adding the numbers that correspond to the region West. So it's going to be row 2, for example, row 4, and so on. So the first thing we are going to do is to enter the equal sign as usual before we typing a formula. And we'll start typing sum. I'm going to summarize only if I'm encountering the word West, right? Only in this case will I summarize the amount of sales. So okay, so I have SumIf. Now it asks for the range, and the range is basically what region we're going to look at, right? So we're going to look in column B, and in this range we're going to look for the word West. Okay, so our text string is West, and because it's a text string, and I'm being dyslexic here, because it's a text string, so it needs to be in quotation marks. Okay, so now we have the range and we have the criteria. That's only 2 arguments, but we're going to add the third argument. As you see, there's an option, summary range, and this is basically asking us in which range where are you going to look for the numbers that we need to add if these numbers fall in the same row as the word text string West. And obviously in our case, the summary range is in sales, so it's everywhere for the range from E2 to E10. Okay, and I'm pressing enter, and that's the total sales that took place in the region West, and we used the formula SumIf to find it. Now let's find all the technology sales, like total technology sales that took place in the West region. So let me just add one more row here, and it's going to be total tech sales in West region. All right, so now I'm kind of introducing 2 criterion. First of all, it has to be technology sales, and second, they have to take place in the West region. So because we're going to work with multiple criteria, we cannot use the SumIf, and we're going to use another option which works with multiple criteria. This is SumIfs. Okay, so it asks us for the first summary range. Where do we look for the word West, right? and also it will ask us for the category of sales. So where are we going to look for the word technology, right? So the ranges that we're going to work with are uh, column D for category, column B for the region, and column E for the sales. That's the summary range that we're going to summarize. Okay, so the first argument that this function or the formula asks for is the summary range. So our summary range is obviously under sales, so it's column E. So this is going to be E2 to E10, or you can just say E to E like we did previously. The next, I'm putting comma here to move to the next argument. The next argument is the criteria range, and the criteria range is the word, the category technology. So we're looking at this criteria in column D, right here. And the next argument is the actual criteria. So this is the text string technology. Okay, and now we're moving to the second pair, which is again criteria range number 2, which is going to be region. So it's B2 to B10, and the actual criteria in the column region is the text string West. Okay, and so this allows us to see the amount of sales in technology in the West region. Okay, now total laptops sold by Alex. Okay, so in here we're looking at laptops, where we're looking at in column C. We're looking at the name of the rep in column F, Alex, right? And well, let's add another one. Let's say we're looking, so it's only, let's say, in the West region. Okay, all right, so we're going to start working with the SumIfs function. The summary range is obviously going to be column E. The criteria range, let's begin with laptops, is going to be column C, and I'm going to look, the criteria itself is going to be the text string laptop. Okay, and the second criteria range is going to be column F. I'm going to look for name Alex. Okay, so it's going to be F, and the text string is going to be Alex. And now we're moving to criteria range number 3, and this is the region where we're going to look for the word or for the text string West. Again, make sure it's in quotation marks because it's a text string. And here is our total laptop sale by Alex in region West. Okay, so what else can we do here? Well, I guess we can just play with different options, different variations, like we can just say the total revenue of Alex in technology sales, the total revenue of Maria in furniture sales, and so on and so on. But I hope that you understand how we work with this SumIf and SumIfs function.